From the shores of Ireland to the skyscrapers of Dubai, today's guest has built a career that's as bold as the city she now calls home. Emma-Louise swapped familiar shores for the fast-paced world of Middle Eastern real estate, and she's on a mission to help others unlock opportunities in one of the world's most exciting property markets. In this episode, we talk about her journey, her mindset, and the massive growth plans reshaping Dubai. From strict investor protections to why buying property in the UAE might be simpler than you think. This is Ireland to Dubai, big moves in life and property. This episode was brought to you by Top Drawer Talent, the supply chain and procurement recruitment specialist. Let's get into it. Here we go. Emma, thanks very much for coming in. How's
Thanks
the
for
weather
having
in
me.
Dublin after being in Dubai?
The weather's actually really beautiful. It was
You brought it back with you.
it was like 30 something degrees on Friday, Saturday, Sunday last week.
Yeah.
But now it's a little bit rainy. But it's kind of therapeutic for me. It's
Yeah.
fine.
How was Dubai for you? Like, do you love it out there or?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Like I was even saying to like my parents coming back because I kind of come back from Dubai every couple of months to like refresh and come back to Ireland and stuff and
Decompress.
yeah, decompress. I'll probably get into that in a minute.
Right.
But I was only saying like this time leaving Dubai, like it felt like I felt really sad leaving.
Okay.
Like I felt like I was leaving my like actual home.
Okay.
Yeah, which is really weird. Like, cause takes a little bit longer. It took like a good 2 years for Dubai to actually feel like home,
Right.
but now it really feels like home. So it's kind of like it felt weird like leaving.
Okay, so it's like you're home away from home now.
Yeah, I feel like I have two homes now. Yeah.
What was the reason behind moving out there? Like, was it hard to get set up then as well?
I think I don't know if I have like an exact one reason as to why I wanted to move out. It was more so like I feel like I've always been like really ambitious and really like motivated and inspired and I think I actually went on a holiday to Dubai like I went for a solo trip
Right.
when I was like I think I was like 19 or 20, like
Really?
quite young, 20 I think it was. Um and I just remember like I was in the process of like building my last business and I went over there and I just like was like, whoa, like what is like little
Right.
old me from Dublin. I was
Yeah.
like, what is going on over here? Like this is insane. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna like move here. This is 100% where I'm gonna go. Like the first thing when I landed, I was like, I just like thought opportunity. Like that this is the one word that was in my mind. I was like, the opportunities over here are just endless.
Yeah.
So I came back and then like basically just worked my ass off for like year and a half, 2 years, and then yeah, then I moved over.
Yeah. Did you have to have a certain amount of money in your bank account before you get like a visa to move over, or where you just wanted that cushion?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it depends on your circumstance. So like for me, because I was moving over the first time, I had a business that I didn't like I didn't need to get a job or so. So like I
Okay.
always had my business was online, so I was lucky in the sense I didn't have to like have a lot saved because I would knew money was coming in every single month.
Right.
But I think if someone's listening to this and they're thinking about moving over, definitely save before
Yeah.
going over there. Like if you're thinking about moving over and you're like, don't have your own thing going,
Right.
100 like people say like 10 grand, but no, that's a lie. They're lying to you. You
Okay.
need like 20
Really?
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Is the cost of
25.
living expensive out there?
Um, so yeah, definitely is. Like it's
Right.
not expensive. It's definitely expensive, but I would say like even coming every time I come back to Dublin
Right.
and I like pay for a taxi or like paying for food out, I'm like, since when did that get so expensive?
Okay.
It's very on par with like Dublin, 100%. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's not much more expensive. Like I wouldn't save money by being here, put it that way. It's
Right.
very on par. Yeah.
Okay. And was the plan like always to move away, right? Or was it just the boy? Or were you like open to different places?
I'm definitely open to different places. I think I'm more so like you probably kind of feel this yourself as like I'm from Ireland and I feel like I've not that I've maxed out in Ireland, but I just feel like I've kind of reached my potential in this circumstance that
Yeah.
I'm in and even for the particular skill set I feel like I have, unfortunately, I don't think I could excel in anything in Ireland, which is sad in a
Okay.
way because like, I love
Yeah.
Ireland, but I just did like if I was to kind of stay here now, I just know I wouldn't reach my potential, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you kind of have to move away to kind of break the barrier.
Yeah, or just to push yourself, like kind of
Yeah.
like stretch. I suppose like stretch yourself.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
find like moving away helped you kind of move outside your comfort zone?
Um, in what sense?
Like
Like,
in terms of like business, like were you going to more networking things
hmm.
and more like more business opportunities out there rather than in Ireland?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I absolutely love Ireland, to be honest. Like, even I'm so happy to be home. Like, absolutely love Ireland. I think
Yeah,
there's a certain aura and energy in Ireland that I just absolutely love. Like, we're all just so friendly. It's
yeah,
real chill. Like, love it. However, and there is definitely like there's definitely business people in Ireland for sure. Like, but
yeah,
I actually feel like it's more like the older generation that are like kind of more businessy, like like he's like older businessmen, that
yeah.
kind of vibe. It's quite like traditional mentality when it comes to successful people in Ireland. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
takes a while to kind of to get
Yeah, to
there.
climb the ladder and stuff. Whereas in Dubai, like I'm lucky in a sense from my last company, like I went to like mentorship programs and stuff, and through those mentorship programs, I met other people who are also in business.
Okay,
So I've known them for the last couple of years, so I've been able to grow with them on that journey. And I mean, all of my friends are entrepreneurs in different industries, like
all right.
marketing agencies, online businesses, business coaches, etc. So
Okay,
I'm surrounded by it,
yeah. So that
luckily.
entrepreneurial culture really exists and thrives out there.
Yeah, like
Okay,
there's loads of different like communities in Dubai. Like you think there's like different. If you're an average worker as well, you can 100% go over and find a community that works for you. But there's definitely like a big entrepreneurship community, and it's quite normalized and open.
okay.
Versus in Ireland, I think there's
It can be a close shop sometimes.
a little bit, yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit.
Okay. And what do you do out there now? Like, what is your actual job, right? Because you start a company out there, right?
So what I do at the moment is I essentially have like an online real estate agency, and what we do is we help business owners from like all over the world, so like Ireland, UK, Europe, US, Canada, Australia. We help entrepreneurs in those Western countries to basically utilize their business profits and leverage their business profits into buying cash appreciating property in Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah.
So quite interesting.
Yeah.
Is it hard to do if you're like an entrepreneur in the West, like to kind of invest in Dubai?
No, oh my goodness, it's the easiest thing. Like,
Really?
yeah. So this is kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Is obviously I was an entrepreneur in the West. The
Yeah.
West, it feels weird. It feels
Yeah.
like I'm from Texas there, but I was an entrepreneur in Western countries,
Yeah.
in
In
Ireland,
Ireland. Yeah.
for a really long time, and my business was doing really well. And it was always like a goal of mine. Was the next thing was always property, like
Yeah.
always. For 90% of entrepreneurs, it's definitely like get your business to a profitable level, but then it's like, what next? Like you always want to,
Yeah.
invest in property or invest in something.
Yeah.
So like for years I was just like, ticking away, saving, whatever. And I don't know if you feel the same about this, but buying property in Ireland, it it feels mostly like an impossible task sometimes.
Yeah. Can do. Yeah.
Yeah, so it feels like I think, and it's also very taboo for business owners in Ireland, business owners in particular, younger. It's quite taboo to like talk about the journey that goes from being a business owner to being like a global investor. It's it's really taboo. Like no one wants to speak about
Yeah.
it.
You wouldn't even think
Do you know
about
what I
it.
mean? But like I think the lack of information that someone has stops them from being able to utilize those opportunities. And when I got to Dubai, obviously I had my previous business, but when I shut that down, I got into real estate, and I was like, oh my, I was like, why didn't someone tell me this years ago?
Okay.
Yeah, like I was a little bit annoyed. Like I was like, why didn't someone just like come and say like, hey Emma, like I see you're a business owner. Like you might not know this, but like this is the way you can buy property out here.
Yeah.
Really easy, really seamless. XYZ, and that would have been really helpful information to me like
Yeah.
years ago.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So then I was like, okay, wow. And then in particular, a lot of my network in Dubai are entrepreneurs, and also my network back home in Ireland are entrepreneurs, like even just like local entrepreneurs, like
Yeah.
gym owners, salon owners, etc. And these guys also started reaching out to me, just messaging me. When I started kind of posting a little bit more about it, and
Right.
you know, like saying that you can buy property in Dubai without ever getting on a plane, like with no mortgage,
Yeah.
no cash, not needing to put the full amount down. These business owners are kind of like, what's going on over there? Like, can you like tell me more?
Yeah.
And then when I like brought them to the process, they were like, no, there's no way. And
It
I was
nearly
like, yeah,
seems
I
too good to be
swear.
true. Yeah.
And then they all like were just buying these properties and then telling their friends about it, bringing their friends over. Their friends were getting involved, and like Yeah, so I was like, there's a huge like opportunity in Dubai that people just don't know about. So
Okay.
that's the kind of mission I'm on now, is to really just, it's actually just to educate and empower entrepreneurs and give them the information on whether they have the um whether they're in a position to do so.
Right.
Amazing, whether they're not, I'm like, and just at least educates them on what's possible for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about you, right? Now, let's take it all the way back, right? School, what was it like for you? Was it, were you messing in school or did you get on well, like academically?
I loved school, to be honest.
Right.
Like I wasn't like a geek or anything. I just like loved it in general. Like I had
Right.
really good friends in school.
Okay.
I wasn't a messer, but I wasn't like really smart. Like I was how do I put this? I wasn't smart, but I always tried really hard.
Right.
You know, like before like like tests and stuff, I used to take it really seriously. Like, and I'd study like all night and stuff before tests, but then I'd come out with like a C.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, as I was really not smart, but I always like put 100% effort in, because if I didn't, I'd fail.
Right. Okay.
Basically, put it that way. Yeah, yeah. So that was my skill, kind of.
Okay. And was college on the cards for you, or like were you always thinking like, or were you thinking like entrepreneurship all the time?
I think like in school, I was definitely like, I feel like when you're an entrepreneur, something always kind of rattling in you, where you're like
Yeah.
trying to figure out, why do I feel this way, or like how do I channel this energy into something, like, you know,
Yeah.
you're a little bit of a lost cause, I feel. And I think
Right.
the schooling system, unfortunately, again, it sounds like I'm not anti-Ireland, by the way. I
Yeah.
just
No,
like
it's
recognize
okay.
opportunities and stuff, but
Yeah.
the schooling system, unfortunately, in Ireland, like I feel like it just doesn't, the schooling system in general doesn't like recognize entrepreneurs, especially young entrepreneurs, and like help them to, you know, figure out what their passion is, or figure out, even if not what their passion is, but figure out how to maybe build a business, or you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like create a source of income. So I always knew I was entrepreneurial, but I never knew like where to start or what to do.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's why I chose business to study in college, because I was like, okay, I know I want a business. So I was like, the closest thing I can get to this
Yeah.
is to study business, and I'll see if it like sparks something in me,
Yeah.
which it didn't.
Yeah. That's the next question. Like, did the business degree actually help you start a business?
Um, so I loved my college. I actually went to NCI. I
Okay.
absolutely loved it. Like I just, the people there, it was like, you know, when people were kind of going to Trinity College and DCU,
Yeah.
and then like they were all these college courses like 400 or 500 points, 600 points, right? But NCI was like 300 points, and it was kind of where like the people who didn't get into these colleges got to NCI.
Okay.
So we were all like a bit of a lost cause, do you know what I mean? But they still gave us the opportunity to get degrees. So I
Yeah.
was like, happy days, like I'll just get a degree out of it. So I got like 300 and something points. I just scraped getting into NCS. So I was like, I have to do this.
Right.
But I feel, not that it didn't help me start a business. I feel like college, it like taught me how to be an employee
Yeah.
for a business.
Yeah. That's
You know
fair
what I
enough.
mean? Like I was like, it was teaching me how to kind of like go into, let's just say, Facebook or HubSpot or something, and be an employee,
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
actually build, like, because everything I've learned now is completely like
It's different.
self-taught, mentorships, being around the right people. Like it's nothing got to do with curriculum.
Yeah, I don't the hate shift in business management as well, but it's more so about the operation of a business rather than actually kind of starting a business and how to get sales or whatever else. Like, because
Oh
I don't
yeah.
think sales was part of my business course. I don't know if it was in yours, was
No,
it?
definitely wasn't for mine.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good, to be fair, if it was part of your.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh yeah, it
No,
wasn't part of mine as well.
yeah, that's what I was wondering. But in terms of like your first job, did you have a job while you were in school or college? Or did you have like
Um,
little business, or were you selling like little phone cases or whatever?
no, I actually, you know, sometimes I listen to podcasts of like Gary Vaynerchuk and stuff, and
Yeah,
they're all selling like shoelaces since they were like 15. No, I didn't go
right.
through a journey like that. Um, in college, I worked a bit like a crazy person. I was when I was in NCI, I was doing my degree, and then I was also getting my PT course on the side, like,
Okay.
so I was like studying again on the weekend and in the evening times as well.
Right.
And I was like going to the gym, and I also worked in a restaurant as well. So I
Right.
like was like, that period of my life was a bit wild. Like it was the graft, grind years.
Yeah, geez, that would have been tough going like PTI course, degree,
Yeah.
and working in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Why did you pick the PTI course?
Like as in like like to do
Yeah,
PT.
yeah. Why did you want to do a PTI course?
So I mean, I was like, I was always bigger. Like I, growing up and stuff, I just like was big bone, as my mom used to call me. I
Okay.
was like, no, I just ate too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was always like a bigger build, like, and I always like, really struggled with my weight. And basically, like, I went through this like massive transformation. I lost like 30 kg and kind of just
Right.
completely like
Class.
transformed. And it just, I was so passionate about. I actually wanted to learn more about it for myself. Like, I wanted to know, like, I love learning stuff. Like, I crave to learn
Yeah,
things.
knowledge.
So I was like, even if I do it for myself, hopefully it'll teach me a thing or two and I'll get better in the gym or whatever. And then I'd done that course and it kind of just aligned with my whole fitness journey in general.
Right.
That like people started to be like, oh, like, can you help me? Can you give me a plan? Can you like teach me how to use the gym? Or my friends are like in college, can you go to the gym with me? I'm too scared to go to the gym. And I was like,
Right.
oh, like these people need help with this. So then that's when my entrepreneurial thing came in. I was like, I could probably help
Okay.
these people with this. So it kind of naturally came to me, which I'm grateful for, versus me trying to, pick up something off the side of the street and be like, how do I do this? Like,
Yeah, right.
it was a calling kind of,
Yeah. And had you been to the gym, right, or joined the gym before, or had you decided to do the PTI course and then join the gym, or like what way did that
Oh no,
work out?
like I had like I'd been going to even like in like like transition year and
Yeah.
like school, like I was like getting up at like 6 a.m. going to the gym and stuff before school and stuff, like to
Okay.
try lose all the weight and all, and like I was going through a big gym journey during school and stuff.
Right.
So when I got to college I was like, okay, it's actually mad. I was like, I'm really passionate about the gym, but I kind of did look at like personal training as like not a real job, but I was like, if I had this big business mindset, I was like, I don't see myself being like a PT, like, and being able to fulfill kind of what I want to fulfill in life. But then I was like, if I combine it with business and I um like learn about the two, like maybe I'll be able to,
Do
figure it
something.
out. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then that just started by giving people programs and kind of going to the gym and training with them.
Yeah, like kind of started like obviously like family and friends being like, I feel like people when you're on a weight loss journey, they don't really realize until you're kind of at the end of it and they're like, oh Jesus, you look real different, you know what I mean? They're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I've been like grinding it. But then like family friends like naturally just reaching out being like, oh, like how did you do that? Or like, could you help me? Or like
Yeah.
even like my mom's friends like, oh, could you help would you speak to my daughter? Like she's too scared to go to the gym, she's too shy to go to the gym. And I
Okay.
was like, and I think because I could relate to like how all those girls felt, because I was once at that point that I
Yeah.
was really easily able to speak to them about it and I was able to really help them.
Okay.
So
So you got lived
yeah, that's kind of how
experience.
it all started, yeah.
All right, class.
Mm.
It's interesting, right? Because I actually recommend the best two qualifications that you can get, right, even as a recruiter, is a full driving license and do the PTI course if you don't know what you want to do, because it can just open
Really?
up so many doors. Yeah, I've got like a friend that's become like from doing the
Wow.
PTI course has become like a paramedic. Like just from learning about the body and being interested in the
From the
body.
anatomy and
Yeah.
physiology and stuff. Oh
So
wow.
like it can just open up so many doors, even if it's just
Yeah.
your first job in a gym. That PTI course can just open up so many doors. It's
Wow.
I would nearly recommend it over doing a degree, but
Yeah, I think
it
degrees are
depends
a
on what you want
tricky
to do.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on what you want to do, really.
Yeah, absolutely,
But
yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. So when you left college, then you got the PTI course. Did you work for anybody then, or did you start as a PTI then somewhere?
No, no, I worked for people, so I went from being a waitress and then I'm not really like, it wasn't a wait, it was a like a bar girl?
Yeah,
Waitress?
but
I don't know.
a
I think it's
bartender, let's say.
yeah. Well, I didn't actually pull the points. I just like brought the points over to
Yeah,
the
like a lounge girl, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, lounge girl, right? As a
right,
lounge girl, but I didn't I don't really drink that much and stuff, and I just not really into like the going out scene like too
right,
much. So I just absolutely hated like always being around like alcohol and like drink and like just people being crazy and stuff. And I was just like, I just this is not for me. Like this is just not for me.
okay,
The late nights and dealing with all that. So I got a job in a sports shop. Yeah, I got a
right.
job in a sports shop
Retail.
in town. Probably won't mention the name, but I got a job in a sports shop in town. And I was like, I actually didn't mind it. It was more so the people that were like really nice. But that,
Okay.
what would you say? Like, is that retail?
Yeah, it's retail. Yeah,
Yeah. So that was. I mean, you learn a lot in retail. Oh my
yeah,
God, retail humbles you. Yeah.
yeah. Definitely customer service and
Christmas times and retail on Henry Street is like very traumatic experience, really. So I done that for 2 years actually while I
right.
was so all throughout college I started as a waitress and I was working in retail. Um and then towards the end of college, I guess I was kind of coming out of college, I then set up my like semi-private kind of PT.
Okay. And did you like just rent a space in a gym kind of thing?
Yeah, I rented like it was a local it was an industrial estate, and it was like just this like, how do I describe it?
It's like a warehouse.
Yeah, like a warehouse type of thing. I absolutely loved it though. Like I
Yeah.
loved it. It's more like the community, the people, like they were amazing. And I done that for I done that for like 2 years, and then COVID happened.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
You're
that
panicking.
ruined everything. Yeah, COVID like put a spanner in the works of the whole thing.
The whole gym, but it opened up another door for you then, because you're able to start your online business then.
Yeah, so over COVID then I started doing the online stuff, and then just after COVID, when things started opening again, I actually got a job as a duty manager in, Fly Fit gyms?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, in Fly Fit in Northside
right.
in up near where I'm from.
Yeah,
So then I was delighted because I was like, you know what? I also was like, I wanted to move away, so I was like, if I have a bit of manager's experience, I have my degree, get a manager on the CV for a year, and then if I whatever happens in life, I have that experience. Happy
kind of
days.
fall
Do you know
back
what I
on.
mean?
Right.
So I done that for a year, mostly just to kind of get the experience.
Mm,
Um, but it was that like part of like my life that the business blew up
right.
was while I was working as a manager. Yeah,
Okay. So while you're and like so you're working as a manager in FlyFit, but on the side you had the online
yeah.
business, and that blew up then.
Yeah, to the point that I couldn't actually work as the
Okay.
manager anymore. Like I couldn't like it just I was coming in the mornings, I was on the laptop the whole time,
Right.
like in the evening times on the laptop the whole time. The people that were coming into the gym then wanted to be trained. Like it just got so much, and I was like, "Do you know what? I was like, I'm actually gonna take a proper bet on myself now. And I just went fully online then.
Yeah. How did like what was that like? Did you have like a figure in your head? You have to get to this level of revenue before you kind of quit your job,
Yeah.
or like what was that journey like for you? Like going in and quitting your job. Like was it hard?
I think once I think once that your like say side hustle or whatever you like to
Yeah.
call it is making more money than your actual job, I think you have to say to yourself, okay, well if this is making more money than my actual job and I'm only being able to do this in the evenings or the weekends, then how much more could I grow this if I was to work this 40 hours in my own thing
Yeah.
versus work the 40 hours for
It's for
somebody
someone
else?
else. Yeah.
And if it makes sense then that like it's a better use of your time that you can use that time to like grow and scale your own thing or grow your own brand, then I think absolutely do it.
Right.
Um so that for me I was like, okay, well the hours I'm putting in here, I was so tired. I was open the gym at 5 in the morning, like was there till like 11 p.m. like with clients or at 10 p.m. with clients, and I was like,
Jeez.
I just didn't have it was energy for me. I didn't have the
Yeah.
energy. So I was like, okay,
Trained.
I'm not giving up my own thing because it's going well. So I was like, what do I have to lose? And then yeah, I just went from there.
Yeah. What was the conversation like at home? Were they like, you're mad quitting your job, or was there a support network then around you?
So I love my family very much.
Yeah.
And they're quite supportive like now, like because they kind of were like, all right, she's just gonna go do her own thing regardless of what anyone says,
Yeah.
really. But at the time, like my mom, that were a bit like, so I actually never mentioned this to you, but after I done my business degree, I actually went into a master's in marketing.
Oh, okay.
So when I was the manager of the gym, I was also doing a master's degree in marketing
Right.
and running this business,
Okay.
right? So the first thing I actually dropped was actually the my
The
master's
masters.
instead of my job. So my mom and dad were like,
That doesn't make sense.
they were just like, get your master's, like just go and get your master's. Like we had paid a certain amount of it and stuff, so they're like, just go and do it. But in the masters, as I was saying to you before, like when I was going to the lectures and stuff, the things they were teaching us again was mostly like got to do with like helping someone else's business grow. So I was just like, if I could apply some of this stuff to what I'm doing now, this will really work for me.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. So I dropped the masters. I was like, right, let me market myself and my own brand and really try to build like a personal brand.
Right.
And that's what I did, and it worked. So I don't know if it will ever be, I don't know if I'll ever look back and be like, I should have just done the masters, but I was like, I got the degree. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
I need to move on and just do my own thing now.
Yeah. Would you
Yeah.
recommend like everyone get a degree, or do you think it just depends? Like having that lived experience now.
Um, you know what? I think this is like this is a big topic as well, like in like the US and stuff when you hear like podcasts about like, you have all these big entrepreneurs being like,
Yeah,
don't send your kids to school and, degrees are stupid. And to be honest, there's like two different perspectives, I suppose. So
yeah,
one perspective is it depends what you want to do in life.
yeah, definitely.
And then another one is I don't know, I feel like for the way the world is going in terms of like like people building businesses, the access someone has to start a business now, the online education someone has, the people that are there to help, um, AI, like all these things. I don't know if the like traditional degrees are setting these people up for the right roles, like if they're given them the right skill set they need to come into the workforce. Because
Yeah,
even say like my business grows again over the next year or two and I want to get employees, I wouldn't there's not really many I could get from the college system. Do
yeah,
you know what I mean? There's people I need that have certain skill sets that they'd need to learn in a different way. So I'd nearly have to make up my own course, educate them, train them.
yeah.
And a lot of entrepreneurs I know they do that. They like the staff members they need. It's not from the traditional business degree, marketing degree. Not really.
Not yet, because it's the same. Like if you come work for me, like I've like got a system that you have to go through and learn how to do
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
job, and
Yeah.
then I also have an external company that just have an online platform
Mm-hmm.
purely for recruitment. But I think we're taking on an apprentice actually now through NCI.
Ah.
They'll work for us 4 days a week, and they'll go to NCI 1 day a week.
Wow.
But that's for the recruitment apprenticeship. But I think like we're gonna see like an apprenticeship kind of degree or across the board where it's like blended learning between on the job and the theory side of things like through college. I think the days of going to college 5 days a week are gonna slowly fizzle away with
Yeah.
AI. Yeah, so
That's actually a really interesting perspective, is to like a hybrid style, like have someone go to college. Because I think the one thing that a degree stands out to, as a from like an entrepreneur when they're hiring someone, is okay, that person can commit themselves to something for 3 years.
yeah,
That's the only
that's it.
that's it. But surely there has to be another way for someone to prove themselves and their work ethic.
Yeah,
And also I think as well, like, there's a lot of things that like a degree can't teach someone. Like a lot of the opportunities I had in life is just me walking up to an entrepreneur saying, hey,
yeah.
there's loads of
It's
things
that
they
like
just don't teach them. Like, so
the
I
communication
don't
side of it.
know. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then I'm also not like, don't get a degree. It really depends on the
it
person. I
depends, but
just,
not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur either, right? Like that's the other
absolutely,
thing, and it's
100%.
not for everyone. Like it's an absolute roller coaster. Right? So
Actually,
I
I
actually
would
don't
not,
recommend it.
I was about to say, don't do it, kids. Don't do it. It's
So
the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's heartbreaking some days.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
you decided then to quit your job. You closed down the online fitness business, and you
Mm.
made the move to Dubai. Then was it?
No, so I actually was in Dubai with the online business.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
went back to Dubai then, did you? Or
Yeah, yeah. So like it was actually a weird one the way kind of all happened for me. So I started my fitness journey when I was like around 15, 16. Like
yeah,
at that age I was like, oh no, I need to change this. So about 15, 16. Up until I didn't really care that much.
right,
And when I like, I went straight into like doing this big fitness journey and then helping all my friends, family, then straight into the PT set, the semi-private PTs, straight into fly fit, straight into building the business, right? So I
right.
never had a break from it. Like it was my
Just
it was my whole life.
go, go, go.
Yeah, like and in that period I done like photo shoot preps, marathons, like all this stuff, and I just had never had a break from it, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then it was kind of really sad. It's actually like I grew the business to a really big point, and like I had done loads of live events, and I had like had lots of goals set for myself with the business, and I had actually achieved them. Like
Right,
we did them all. And I just remember I went over to Dubai. It was supposed to be really like a really exciting chapter of my life, starting over there and like ready to kind of scale this business to the next level and
right.
go global and all this stuff. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like, why don't I want to do this anymore? Like, I just really strongly did not want to do it anymore.
Okay,
So that was a really weird time of my life because, like, obviously, like, I had, like, there was no reason as to why I shouldn't have wanted to do it. It
yeah,
was the best it ever would have been. Like, probably someone's dream scenario, to be quite honest. And
yeah.
yeah, it was tough to navigate, but I also, like, it would have been unauthentic for me to keep continuing on.
She just lost the love for it, basically.
Yeah, I just think like, I had reached the goals personally myself and I reached the goals in business and reached the goals for what I wanted the girls to achieve as well in terms of like their photo shoots, the live events we had, stuff like that. So I kind of just felt like I was like, where can I go next with this? It was quite I'd have to like, it was quite repetitive, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. And I also felt like I was no longer growing as an individual. Actually, I just felt like I just had reached this brick wall of like life and business where I just was like, oh, like this is nothing's challenging me anymore.
yeah, you're just done. Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
And was it hard for you then to close it down, or was it like literally an overnight decision, like I'm done?
No, it was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
Like even still, like to this day, it was the hardest thing I've ever done was to close that business down,
yeah,
100%.
because you got it to 6 figures, right? So
Yeah.
like it would like you were the money just wasn't motivating you, like it was just purely passion.
It was purely passion, that's the thing, it was purely, like, alignment and passion. I even ran the bit like, that's how it grew so fast because I was so aligned, do you know, like, I
Yeah,
just it was second nature to me to build. It didn't even actually, like it was so second nature to me to do it, and then when it felt like it wasn't second nature, that's when I was waking up in the mornings and I was like, "What's happening here? Like, this
yeah,
feels really strange." So I actually came home, from Dubai for a little bit because I was like, "Okay, maybe if I put some events on and I kind of got some personal connection, I might feel different."
yeah,
And I didn't. Like, actually, the events that I had put on then was nearly like confirmation for me. Like, that I was like, okay, it was kind of like, they say sometimes like the top of top of one mountain is the bottom of the next.
right.
No,
Yeah, no,
no, no, the top of one mountain is the bottom of your next. Yeah.
yeah, it makes
So
sense
it's
here.
like, I feel like I just kind of went to this big chapter. I
You grew.
slowly, surely got to where I wanted to be. And it was just like, okay, I felt like this whole energy shift to be like, okay, like I'm about to move into my next chapter now.
Right,
I don't know what that looks like, what's going to happen here, but I had to like trust myself that that was the right thing to do.
right. And
So, yeah.
is that then where like property just kind of started to show for you, like, or did you always have was that kind of an inkling always in the back of your mind?
It was always an inkling, like,
Yeah,
I always knew I was gonna get into property, I just didn't know when. I definitely thought it would be, like, later down the line, like, maybe when I was, like, like, in my 30s, like,
yeah,
later, but, yeah, it just all happened at the one time, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, like, let's go for it, let's do it,"
so
like,
yeah,
yeah.
made sense. And you got a job then as an estate agent in
Yeah,
Dubai.
yeah.
So did they hire you in Dublin, or did you know someone out there like that you just got the job and you knocked on doors?
No, so they hired me when I was back in Dublin.
Right.
Luckily, one of my friends, he had done real estate in Dubai for like a long, long time,
Okay.
and he actually his partner has a business as well, doing the same thing I was doing. So I know them very well through like just mentorship programs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, like I want to shut my business down and do do real estate." He was like,
You're mad.
well, yeah, basically he was like, "You're crazy." As everyone told me I was crazy, to be honest,
Mm,
like everyone. And then he was like, "Okay, let me let's hop on a Zoom call." And he was like, "And I will actually tell you exactly what it's like." Because he was like, "I don't want you making
yeah.
a really bad choice here." And he was like, "I know you, I know your work ethic, I know your mindset." So he was like, "I'm not saying it would be you. I'm just want to let you know like what the industry is like and that you can make your own decision from there versus a company reaching out to you and, selling you the dream.
Yeah.
It's you need two perspectives." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So
Right.
we had the Zoom call and he was just like, "I just want you to know that it's brutal." He was like, he was like, "I swear now, Emma," he was kind of, he was like, "Don't do it." Like,
Turn you off, yeah.
yeah, he was, but from like a friendly point, he was like, he was like, "What you've built, with embodies my last," but he was like, "What you built there is incredible. Like, don't change it. Like
Yeah.
he was like, "It's cutthroat, people are nasty." He was like, "It's it's commission only and it's really difficult." Like, so I was like, "Okay." I was like, "So you're telling me all the negatives, but like what's the because I'm a very opportunist." So
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
like, "Okay, that's the negatives. Okay, I can handle that." I said, like, "What's the possibilities here?" And he was like, "Well, they're endless really, like, yeah." And I was like,
Okay.
"Okay, well that's the part I'm gonna focus on."
Yeah. Right.
So, but those other things are real.
Yeah.
They're real.
Can we talk about like how bad is it?
Of
Like
course.
is it cutthroat? Like
Um, so yeah, to be honest, it's like so I'm real like very positive person, like to just you
Be
know,
friendly, yeah.
be friendly, be the best I can be, right? And yeah, it's really like culture. Now, I mean, I work in the off plan section. So
Okay,
to be honest, for the most part, for me, I work like mainly with developers and then my clients.
right. This is in the agency.
No, this is like just in general in
Okay,
real
in general,
estate.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, in real estate. So I work with developers and like one to one with my clients.
yeah.
So I'm very lucky in the sense that I've actually been able to quite literally like protect myself.
Okay,
Like, put up like I'm in like a bit of a bubble in
right.
the real estate industry where I'm quite separated from all of the absolute chaos that
Mayhem.
goes on.
But is like when you go in, right? So when that company recruited you, right?
Mhm.
And you went to the agency, like, did you go into like sales or rentals, or were you always on that like dealing with the developer side of things, like the off plan stuff?
So they asked me what I wanted to go for rental sales, yeah, leasing or sales. They always recommend that you go into leasing, always. But
Right.
I was like, I'm after building like a six-figure business. I was like, I'm 100% able to go into sales.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, yeah, like we don't recommend it, but
They
do
let
it,
you
like,
they let you do it.
yeah.
From an earning point of view, right? Is it easier to make money on the rental side of things, or is there just more opportunity on the sales side of things? Like which?
Um, so it like in terms of like reoccurring like cash flow and stuff,
Yeah.
probably leasing.
Okay.
Like, yeah, because like I mean, if you think about someone you're gonna have it's all about like your pool of people, right? And your
Mm,
power of numbers. So there's gonna be more people that are gonna be able to just rent somewhere versus someone who's gonna be able to just buy somewhere.
right.
So obviously rents they come more frequently and then someone can kind of like know that they're gonna like make one or two rent a month. The
Okay.
thing is that rents is like they're a lot lower, like your commission's a lot lower. Like, you're looking at
Yeah.
like obviously everything is different, but around like £1,000 per rent.
Right. And then you're taking commission off top of that kind of thing.
Yeah, it will be maybe like £2,000 will go to the agency and then they get 1,000. The other person would get 1,000.
Right. Get you.
Yeah,
And in terms of like the sales side of things, right? Or sorry, is it like is there a base salary or is it like purely commission?
purely commission,
Or it's 100% commission.
100% commission.
Okay. And is there ever like a time where like you didn't make a sale or you didn't like, get a lease and you hadn't like no salary that month?
So no, luckily,
Okay.
like I usually it takes people like 8 months to make their first sale. In off plan 8 months, usually 8 months, and I made mine in 3 weeks.
Right.
So I
Okay. That's
set
good
like a
going.
company record. Yeah, for like they were like, it's actually someone I knew from Dublin reached out and just knew me very well.
Sure. Look.
Bought a property.
Well, it
Yeah,
wasn't you
yeah,
in the right place at the right time.
yeah. And then from then I just kept my momentum up. And the thing, like I tell people, because I honestly on Instagram, so many people reach out to me about real estate in terms of like they want to get into it,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I'm always so honest. I'm like, honestly, like if I was to tell like my friends, serious, I tell them don't.
Yeah.
It is the hard, like this is the hardest thing I've ever done, but I love it. I love, love, love it. So
Yeah. It's sometimes there's like there's joy in the hardship of it. Like
I love it.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe I'm
You're
just like
mental.
need help or something.
Yeah. But was it hard to kind of and how do you get that pipeline, right? Because I presume you're competing, right, like off everyone else that's in the agency as well as the other agencies that's outside, right? So
Yeah.
how did you build that pipeline? Was it just by going out and networking, or was it like social media, or was it everything?
Honestly, everything. I
Yeah.
think personal branding is so, so important. I think like someone needs to know who you are and what your mindset is like, what you're like, even like, because like like for me, even I'd choose someone I like versus someone who's like probably like, someone has like 20 years experience.
Yeah.
Obviously this person has to have experience, but you know what I mean? Like I'd choose someone I like and trust more so than someone that I don't know and like
Yeah.
they're very maybe cold, kind of very like just I think personal branding really helped me.
Yeah.
I know I knew a lot of people knew me just from building my last business that think they nearly just knew me, like knew that I'm really serious about my work and like
Yeah.
whatever I do in life, I put like 100% into it. So that's kind of what I'm doing with real estate now is like it's my everything. It's like my 100%.
Definitely.
So hopefully they would view that whatever way that they would be treated like, the best they possibly could be.
Yeah. I think that's the whole thing with like personal brand is that like to get your audience to know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
And it's being authentic as well, like not hiding the
Yeah,
bullshit. Like,
absolutely. And like providing people with like, I think as well, like I know obviously real estate is sales, but I don't view it as sales. I view it as like just communication and education. So like
yeah,
even like if I'm speaking to an entrepreneur, like I got landed back in Ireland on last Thursday. I started working on Monday and I've already had like so many meetings. Yeah, like back to back meetings with Irish people and
really.
yeah, so many Irish people buy property in Dubai because they can't buy property over here.
Okay, right, makes
Yeah,
sense now.
yeah. So like and when I sit down with them to have a meeting or like a Zoom call or whatever, they're just like, thank you so much for this like information. Like
Yeah,
like I didn't know any of this because there's a big disconnect from
yeah,
Ireland to the Middle East.
yeah. It's massive.
So I think
It's a bit of the
educate.
unknown though as well, right? Like the boy, like it's like it. I mean, everyone knows it exists, but like everyone's like, some people are like, does the fear of like dipping your toe in the water out there, right? Just
Yeah,
depends.
I think it's just again it's an Irish frame of reference that like what we're naturally exposed to. It's just
Yeah,
it's comfortable, but there's just no opportunity here. So if you're an entrepreneur and you just spend that time to get educated on an opportunity elsewhere,
yeah,
you could have so much more opportunity just because you've educated yourself.
yeah. Just something on it there,
Yeah.
but you decided to set up on your own out there, right? Like, was it hard then to leave the agency, or was it an easy meal because you're on 100% commission? And you,
Um, it was quite easy to leave the agency, to be honest.
was that
Um,
that toxic? Like, not that like the company you work for is toxic, but that constant like competition, maybe like you're always kind of watching your back, or
to be honest with you, like I'm a bit delusional in the sense that I don't view anything as competition. Like
yeah,
I don't care who you are, what you're doing. Like I'm pure like blinkers on, fully focused, and I feel because I had my business beforehand, I've experienced certain pain points and struggles as a business owner that a lot of business owners in Ireland and even the US
yeah,
and stuff like that are facing now as business owners in these Western countries.
yeah,
So because I know that from a personal level and it's my personal story, I've just been able to really connect with these people on that level. So I nearly went
right,
into real estate and I had a niche straight away, stayed to my niche, was like hopefully really skilled at helping those people.
yeah.
And that's just kind of what I've done is completely nail my niche. Like I
Yeah.
like, you know,
Okay, so like when you're talking to an entrepreneur, like you like had a business, you've been through all the pain points, you fully
scale the
understand it.
business, exit a business, like
Yeah,
grew a business. I know exactly what their mind works like and I'm
yeah,
able to have, like a certain level of conversation that maybe someone who has not had a business before, they just wouldn't be able to have that conversation
yeah.
because
That lived
maybe like
experience.
cash flow is like a touchy subject for them to talk about or
Yep.
like you know what I mean? Like they just don't have that the same
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
same.
know.
Yeah, because look, cash flow is I think the biggest problem as well. Like
Yeah.
most businesses face.
Cash flow is everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cash flow makes the grass grow,
You
but
know what I mean?
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Trying to get it right
Yeah.
and get it down because sometimes there's money's going out not as quick as it's come back in.
Yeah.
But now, right, you decided to set up your own business. Was it hard to set up a business then out there, or because you had already got the online business out there, it was kind of easy enough?
It's really easy to set up your own business in Dubai.
Right.
Like it's really easy to get like an LLC and set up an online company.
Yeah.
Like it's like €1,000. It's kind of done for you straight away. Like
Okay.
really easy. Like again, like people think it's so difficult and then it's not like
Yeah.
it's again it's knowledge, it's information.
Do you have to get an agent to do it, or can you do it all yourself?
No, you'd have to. Well, you could.
Or do you need an accountant, or
You would need an accountant. You can go through like just there's loads of business startup companies
mm,
that basically just organize everything for you and then like do the visa and stuff for you and yeah, get all done for you. Like you can do it from Ireland. Like
okay, right,
mm,
class. So your business now, right? You're the CEO of the what's it? Pro-
global influence.
Global Influence. It's Global Influence Property, but it's just purely helping entrepreneurs, or do you help other people as well? Or?
So I mainly help entrepreneurs. Like that would just be my, and it's like when you've niche, just like I think you just have to like be disciplined to really stick to your niche
Yeah,
and be like, I'm just gonna stick to my niche because real estate's such a huge, huge industry that there's just so much you could do and there's so many different doors and avenues
yeah,
that it's like shiny object syndrome, right? And you like
Okay.
want to help this person, but I just think naturally, like I also really enjoy working with entrepreneurs because I get to meet really interesting people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's nearly like it helps me to stay passionate about what I'm doing, meet really cool people, enjoy my work, and also like work.
Yeah.
So,
So sometimes it doesn't even feel like a job, probably. Well,
uh,
maybe it does.
yeah, no, it does, definitely does.
Right.
Like, you know, yeah, definitely feel like not that it feels like work, but it's, I love it. It's more of a real estate's very like lifestyle based.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like making it your lifestyle that you're always able to as like an entrepreneur, like you're always able to have a call, always able to meet someone, always able to
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha. So, what is the if an entrepreneur contacts you now, right? Like, what's the journey that they go through with you if they want to buy property in Dubai, and like, what do they actually need to do it?
Okay, so I'll even like I'll give you like a real life example even because this has happened
Yeah.
multiple times. So say like someone would yeah somehow find my podcast, like whether a friend sends it to them
Yeah.
or they just maybe the algorithm, I'm not too sure. They find my podcast, they'll like message me on Instagram. Also like the majority of my sales come through Instagram,
Yeah.
which is like really interesting like for real estate.
Yeah. I think Instagram's really becoming like a LinkedIn kind of place now at the moment. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really good for business.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically someone would reach out after listening to the podcast or even just like see content and be like, "Hey, like I'm a business owner from XYZ and I'm looking to buy property. Can we have a call or whatever?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, cool." So we organize a Zoom call. And then basically what we'll do is like I'll just again 100% educate them on what's going on. So like Dubai is in a massive growth expansion phase right now.
Yeah.
So it's like it's expanding by like 50% and the population's doubling. They're building the world's largest airport. Like there's just so much
Yeah.
going
So,
on. They're building a casino in the next emirate. They're building Disneyland in the next emirate. So that whole strip of the Middle East is just like like really exploding.
okay.
So there's a huge opportunity for entrepreneurs in the Middle East in general. So I just basically educate them on everything, probably like
That's going
for
on.
like an hour. They're probably just like, oh my God, this girl. But I it's important for me that someone understands what's happening, you know,
Yeah.
before they like put their money there or whatever. And then the way it works is so traditionally in Ireland, you can buy a property two ways. So you can buy a property with a mortgage, or you can obviously have the upfront cash available for the property,
With
which most people don't have
yeah.
500 grand in their pocket.
Yeah. That's the
Even
worst
even as
cross
a big
sales.
business owner, someone does not have, or even if they do have 500 grand, they're like, that's my cash flow. I'm not just going to give you
Yeah. You
500
don't want to
grand of
hand it
my
over.
cash
Yeah.
flow. Exactly right. And then in Dubai, it's completely different. So there's a mortgage process. There's also you can have upfront cash, but there's also a third process which is buying a property using a 0% interest free payment plan. And when you go with this process, you don't have to take out a mortgage. You don't have to put down like the full amount for the property. So the exact same way that we would buy a car back in Ireland on
Yeah.
finance is the same way that someone can buy a property in the UAE,
Okay.
right? So it's super interesting and
Is there like interest on it or
0% interest,
right?
right?
Okay. Yeah.
So let's say for example someone wants to buy a property for 200,000 euro.
Yeah.
So they would need to put every developer is different, but usually say like 10% down. So
Right.
put down 20,000 euro down as their
20.
down deposit,
Yeah.
and then they're working off a 0% interest free payment plan. But every payment plan is different, so it could be a 50/50 payment plan, which means that someone has to pay 50% of the property price over the course of construction, and then 50% when it hands over. So say the property is 200k, even at that, you actually only have to put down 100k of your own money, and that's also spread over 2-3 years
Okay, because that's how long it takes to get the
to
property.
get the property built.
Right, so you're going off plan.
Exactly,
Right,
yeah. So, and because Dubai is expanding, that's where the opportunity is. Is it the opportunities in the off-plan market because that's the growing market.
right.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
Does the plans change then, right? Like, or
yeah,
like, could you like lose like this? Let's say you're meant to buy like a 10,000 square foot property,
yeah.
right? Could you end up with like an 8,000 square foot property?
No, no,
No.
no, no. Like, yeah, no, that would never happen. Like, as in,
Right,
like, when you're sent the floor plans, like, the floor plans are the floor plans.
right.
Um, the Dubai real estate market is so heavily regulated. So over 80% of Dubai's real estate market is made up of international investors. So investors from, again, UK, Canada, US, Europe, etc.
Yeah.
So they want to make Dubai the number one city in the world to work, to live, and to invest. So for them to do that, they needed to put a lot of safety measures in place. So investors internationally, business owners
Right.
internationally know their money is
Yeah.
safe. So in 2007 they introduced like the DLD, Dubai Land Department, and the whole like regulatory system. And even for developers, if developers from all over the world want to get into Dubai because there's
Yeah.
obviously so much money to be made there that they want to make money, but they are not allowed to even launch a project unless they have 47% or over of the total funds needed to build the whole project in their corporate account before they even apply to build it. So that's one element. And
Okay.
then the second element is they actually have escrow accounts. So I'm not too sure if you've ever heard of an escrow
Yeah, yeah,
account.
that's like a holding account basically for when
Exactly.
he's released.
Yeah, exactly. So the Dubai land departments have escrow accounts with every single developer, like every single one.
Right.
So for people who don't know, who might be listening, an escrow account is a third party account. So in Dubai, say for example, say you buy a property off a developer
Yeah.
and you put down the down payment. So the down payment is not going to the developer's account, it's going to the developer's escrow account. And this account is controlled by the Dubai government. And as that property is being built and constructed, the Dubai government will then control the release of fundings and gently like can release it to the developer to then complete the project. So what this does is it protects the investor from anything ever happening to their funds.
All right. So, but is there ever a case? So that's why they try sell off plan, right? So then they get the other 50% then to finish the building, basically, because they have to have 47% of it.
Well, they would have the funds available to build it, but yeah, say for example, then as someone's paying the payment plan, they can continue cash flow to pay the rest of the building. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, it's interesting.
yeah, and like say for example, like again, it's unfortunate, but like even like as I was saying, I have a lot of clients in the States, like in the US,
Yeah,
and it's just really sad, like because they're like entrepreneurs in the States, and there's so much opportunity in the States and stuff, but there's no opportunity in terms of like them buying property in their own market.
yeah,
Same Australia, like people in Australia, they always buy property in Dubai, and even people in Ireland, like I'm back to back with meetings at home because
yeah,
people just can't buy property here. Like they work so hard, they get their business to a profitable level, and there's no opportunities in the markets over here. Like the taxes are so high, ROIs are low, and then the buying process is just it's just an absolute nightmare.
yeah.
Like
And in order, like, can you do it through like your Irish company, right? Or do you have to do it through like you have to set up the company in Dubai and then buy it then through the Dubai company, or how does that work?
so you can do it two ways. So you can't if you don't have a business set up in Dubai,
Yeah.
you can't have a property in your business name in Dubai.
Okay.
So, but it doesn't mean that you can't buy a property. So you can still like, utilize your business cash flow
Yeah.
and buy a property in Dubai, but you can have it in your personal name.
Right.
So you can have it in like say in Emma's name. If you want to have the property in your business's name, you would then have to set up an LLC, which again you can do it really quickly, like
Yeah.
€1,000, get it all set up,
Makes
and
sense. Yeah.
then you can have the business set up in your LLC name, like your business name. However, with property in Dubai, you're also entitled to visas. So some people do get visas, some people don't,
Okay.
but you're entitled to 2-year visas and 10-year visas, depending on the property value of your property. So if you have your property in your business's name in Dubai, you actually aren't eligible to get the visas. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's really important that someone has full information on like if they get a property in their business name, they need to know that they again can't get a visa in their personal name. That
Oh,
makes sense.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
so most people will just actually like they'll have their business profits from Ireland or wherever, and they'll buy property in Dubai, but just be in their personal name.
Okay.
It's still yours, like.
Yes. But is there like a time limit on like the amount of time you can have a visa for in the Dubai? Like, like so, can you only have a visa for like 10 years, or can you stay there for life, or do they just want like the young population coming through?
Yeah, you can stay there for like you can just keep renewing it basically. Like so,
Okay.
it's very hard to get a passport there. Like
Okay.
they're
So
like it's very tough to get a passport in the Middle East because it's very different rules and regulations to us and stuff like that. So yeah, very different in that sense. But no, you can continue to get a visa and renew it, and just
Okay.
yeah, just get it renewed.
But what was that visa process you had to go through? Like, do you have to do like a medical and things like that then as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah,
Is it
it's really
hard?
chill. No,
Yeah.
it's really chill. Like you
Okay.
just like you go in and you get like your blood's done. Don't remember what they test you for. It's some sort of
So it's like,
tuberculosis or something. I don't know, some kind of crazy disease like that. But they test you for that, and then you just get your fingerprints done.
right.
You get a scan, like a biometric scan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then like within like a week or something, you have your Emirates ID.
Right. Okay. So it's pretty straightforward
It's
enough.
really straightforward. It's really chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many people like in Ireland are actually reaching out to you like on like a weekly basis? I know you're back to back, but like how many are actually like following through?
If I
Like,
showed you my WhatsApp,
yeah,
honestly, like yeah, like yeah, like I often people from Ireland buy property all the time in Dubai.
yeah,
Yeah, like people, it's crazy because people I think the traditional Irish mentality, it's changing a little bit, but
yeah.
I think entrepreneurs in Ireland are definitely more curious and open-minded to
Go what's going on?
opportunities. Yeah. So when I sit down with an entrepreneur, again, as I said, I just educate them. I'm just like, I'll
Yeah,
spend a good 2 hours sitting down with a Zoom call and really say like this is this. I'll record the Zoom call, send it to them after, make sure they have everything they need to
right.
just be educated. Because
Yeah,
as I said, when I found out the process of buying a property in Dubai, I was like, I just wish someone would have told me this, like,
yeah, yeah,
like, because it just really would have helped me earlier on in my like entrepreneurial journey. And I think a lot of times entrepreneurs in Ireland, they do want to push themselves and they do want to like grow like and think outside the box and like go global or invest globally,
yeah.
but it just feels really far away for them.
Right.
But again, it's just knowledge. Like once they like, you don't even need to fly to Dubai. You can literally just buy a property with the 20,000 euro and your passport. And then
Jeez.
so part of what we do is basically like I take care of everything from A to Z.
Yeah,
So like my whole like, ethos is I want business owners to be able to stay home and like keep working on what's most important to them,
yeah,
like
yeah,
growing, scaling teams, managing
yeah.
all the CEO stuff that needs to happen, but know in the back of their mind that everything's been taken care of. And yeah, it's a fully done for you service. They don't have to basically lift their finger, like it's all done for you.
Okay, it's interesting.
Yeah.
And where's hot now to buy in Dubai, right? Like, the whole country's hot, right? But
Yeah.
like, what areas are like most popular to buy in, or is it just wherever the developments are?
No, there's definitely certain areas that I would suggest. So, as I was saying to you, like the population of Dubai, say back in how old do you think Dubai is? Let me
I
see
think
what
it's
you
like the
think.
2020. I think it was when it started kind of kicking off. Was it?
2020?
No. Oh,
No, no. So when
uh,
did you think? When did it start being built? Do you have any idea?
no. Come on.
Right. So
I know it's like way older than 2020, right? But like, I know it's like a small. I've seen pictures like where it's like
like
in
still
space. So it's,
sand and desert and
yeah, yeah,
stuff. Yeah. So Dubai only started being built in 2000, right?
yeah.
So in
Oh,
2000,
sorry,
you're actually pretty. Maybe just take out the two and put the zero. I'll
yeah,
give it to you.
cancel that.
But yeah, edit that out there. But yeah, only started being built in 2000. And in 2000 it was all sand and desert. There was about
Right.
70,000 residents in Dubai, and it was just this little Arab kind of fishing city that people just didn't know about,
Yeah.
right? Fast forward to today, 2025, it now has 3.9 million residents. It's home to like some of the most iconic infrastructure, like the Burj Khalifa, Dubai Mall, Palm
Yeah.
Jumeirah.
Jeez.
Obviously like global hub for innovation, tech, business, even education, health now as well, like really big hubs for education, health. So like in order for that to have happened, the Dubai government basically had these economic plans and agendas
Mm,
to get they kind of ran Dubai like a business. They're like, right, we need to meet these targets, these targets, these targets, and this is how we're gonna build the greatest city in the world.
yeah.
So what so far they've had five master plans. So they're now moving on to their sixth master plan,
Ch-
which is called the Dubai 2040 master plan. And this is like their biggest and boldest, most powerful master plan they've ever really came out with. So
Yeah.
the population is now 3.9 million residents and they're growing to 7.8 by 2040. And this is very intentionally like they're going to do this like 7.8 million
Yeah.
residents. It's over double the population, right? So with that, they're also building the world's largest airport. It's going to have It's going to host over 260 million passengers, 5 international terminals, bigger than London Heathrow, Istanbul, JFK, all these big airports. Um, so there's over 250,000 people per year moving to Dubai. So young professionals, young families. So these are young families from like UK, US, Canada, India, Pakistan, China, Russia, etc.
Yeah.
So these people, they don't want to live in the hustle and bustle, right? They
Right.
don't want to live in like, downtown, like, singular bachelor vibe. They don't want that. They want somewhere that they can call home,
Yeah.
somewhere with schools, hospitals, like, just with a real sense of community.
Yeah.
So with the new airport that's coming down to the south of Dubai, basically all the real estate is moving down,
Okay.
right? So all these new kind of suburb
Yeah. Are they
areas
houses? Are they apartments? Or is it a mix?
mix, like so
Right.
houses, apartments, townhouses, villas, etc. And
Yeah.
all the real estate's moving down towards the south of Dubai, towards the new airport. And this is like the communities that are going to be like obviously being able to hold these new people and house these new people,
Yeah.
rent, etc. So there's kind of like four main opportunities in the market at the moment, and that would be these big family master communities, like any communities that are coming up that have like a metro station. There's also like new metro lines coming in as well,
Right.
like New York and London that are like completely like you can get from like one side of New York to the next in like 20 minutes in the metro.
Yeah. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, so that's kind of what Dubai are aiming to do. They have two new metro full metro lines coming in, that will connect like all of Dubai together, all these new suburban areas
Yeah.
to like the new airports from one side of Dubai to the next. So all these new communities they are launching now that have like metro stations, schools, hospitals, etc. They are like huge opportunity. Um Townhouses and villas. So again, with the number of people moving to Dubai, only 9% of the launches last year were townhouses and villas. So massive undersupply
Right.
of townhouses and villas versus like the demand that we have. That's another huge area people need to look at. And then also waterfront communities. So only 8% of the whole of Dubai's real estate is actually waterfront as coastal.
Right.
Yeah, so there's like only two more waterfront destinations that are launching, two more waterfront communities. So there are also two huge opportunities, and then anywhere near the near airport.
Okay.
So there's four main opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's like it's like budget friendly, like depending on what your budget is, like what.
Absolutely, yeah. Like as in another thing, like especially when I'm speaking to Irish business owners, is like they're like okay, like how much they just automatically assume like that it's gonna be hundreds of thousands and millions.
Yeah.
So I love showing them payment plans because they're just like, what? They're literally like, I could have done this years ago. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I know. I'm
What's
like,
the
that's why
cheap?
I'm here.
Yeah. What's the cheapest one you've ever sold, and then what's the most expensive, or is
So,
there like?
so I mean, in Dubai, there's like
Yeah. Yeah.
such different price points, but like the cheapest properties will start at around 150,000 euro.
Okay. Yeah.
You can get like brand new studio, 150,000 euro, like that will get you like 8 to 9% ROI.
Right.
Gym, amazing amenities in a really good location with schools, hospitals. Like you just couldn't get that over here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then a one bedroom for like 200 to 250,000 euro. Yeah, so really affordable. And then the thing I say to people is even the figures I'm saying here, you don't have to put down all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
just
You're only putting down a certain percentage.
and it's
So
only 50% once it's built. You have to be paid. I
yeah,
see.
exactly. Yeah. So it's spread over the course of construction as well.
Right. And once it's built, then are you putting a tenant into it, or are you moving there yourself, or like what do most people do?
The majority just put a tenant into
Is
it.
it easy then to get tenants? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Like, as in, there's so many people in Dubai right now. So many people moving to Dubai. There's also two rental markets in Dubai. So one's the short term rental market and one's the long term. So
Okay.
short term is kind of like Airbnb.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the footfall in Dubai is hundreds of millions a year. So
Yeah.
the Airbnb market does really well, performs really well. And like for ROI, it's like anywhere between 8 to 13% ROI in
Okay.
that market, which is like tax free as well.
It's pretty decent.
And then the long term rental market, which is kind of when someone like rents for a year, is anywhere between 6 to 10%. That's tax free. But
Okay.
like even in Ireland, like it's like 2 to 5%, and that's before tax. Do you know what I mean? So it just
Makes sense. Yeah. I might have
yeah,
to have a chat with you.
it makes sense for a lot of people. Yeah.
But then the podcast, then, right? Like, why did you start the podcast? Because I know your business name, right, and your podcast name are the same, right? So that's why I was like, oh, am I going to say it right or am I going to say it wrong? But it's a global influence. Property is your property business, and your global influence podcast is your podcast, or are they interlinked, or they're the
Yeah,
same?
definitely interlinked. I think the reason why I had to set the podcast up was, again, as an entrepreneur, I just wish someone would have told me this years ago.
Yeah,
Even if I was back living back in Ireland, to know there was a whole world of opportunity over there that I
yeah,
just all I needed was to know the path of how I get here to how I get there, maybe seeing a couple people do it, and I would have been like, okay, amazing. So the reason why I set the podcast up was like I wanted to if it my business is mostly online,
okay,
and buying a property online, like it's a bit like okay, like I want to know like that this is 100%.
yeah.
And
It feels like it's it should be a face to face purchase, like.
yeah, well, you'd be all of them I've sold is remotely. I've sold all the property through like a Zoom call for the majority. Yeah.
Surely that leaves some people like open to being scammed as well, like at some point, like, and maybe not like not through your business, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like there would be some bad actors, like.
So that's the reason why I'm so heavy on the podcast and the personal brand, because I want people to. I mean, I wouldn't have a podcast if like I was gonna scam people. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, I would not ever be the case, but I want people to be able to see me. Also, I have my clients on the podcast as well, so to be able to for me to have conversations with my clients, get to know them a little bit better, like see my relationship with my clients as well, and like
yeah,
even I get like the best developers in Dubai on the podcast, and again, I even when I get developers in the podcast, I'm like, okay, we're speaking to people that have never been in Dubai before that are really interested in the market. So let's really break it down as to what you're trying to do here, what the community is like.
yeah.
So it's kind of it's again it's an educational podcast for people. Yeah.
Very class. And if people want to get in touch with you or find your podcast, where can they find you?
Probably best on LinkedIn and Instagram.
Okay.
I'm kind of new to the whole LinkedIn side. You're probably like big on LinkedIn, are
Yeah,
you?
LinkedIn's like my main platform.
Wow. Yeah, I probably have to have a chat with you as well after. But it's Emma-Louise Stephenson on LinkedIn, and then yeah, it's Emma-Louise Stephenson on Instagram as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, Finn, thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me.
A special thanks to Emma Louise for flying all the way to Dubai just to do the 1040 podcast. If you enjoyed the episode, if you could hit that like and subscribe button, that'd be great. Thank you.